What's up, everybody? You know I had to get down to the nitty gritty because we don't do blogs over here. It's your boy Megalodon J, and I got a special guest, SHADASIA Green, the Sweet Terminator. How you doing today?
I feel good, man. I'm great. I'm happy to be here.
Man, look, I appreciate you for taking the time to speak with me today. Look, I gotta ask you a question. What is going on with the Sweet Terminator? How'd you get that nickname?
Well, before I was the Sweet Terminator, my name was Sweets, short for
Hmm.
Sweet Action. Based on like the way I used to move in the ring and studying the Sweet Pea and Sugar Ray Leonard and fighters of that nature. Just copying their style a bit and learning how to master it. So my coach used to always say, "Look, you look real sweet boxing. We're gonna call you Sweet Action, and then Sweets." And then when Jake took interested in me, when MVP and Nikisa took an interest in me, I was knocking people out. So they was like, "We're gonna call her." Jake had tweeted like the Terminator because I was terminating things. And so I'm like, I don't want to completely lose my full name. So can I be called the Sweet Terminator? Because there's also a sweet side of me. Like what I do is boxing, but on a regular day you can catch me with my nieces and nephews, my family, my dog. I'm a real sweet, cool person behind all the, what I do.
So look, everybody wants to know, and I'm gonna get a little bit deeper into this because you know what, for a person that has played basketball, and I
Hmm.
seen in high school you averaged, well you had 1,400 points. You was a
Hmm.
McDonald's All-American nominee. You
Hmm.
did the basketball. Why did you go to boxing?
Well, originally I was in love with basketball, but one of my coaches at the time, he would always pick on me, and he was always like, you need to run track on the off season or do something to better your footwork. And I had strolled down my neighborhood after school one day after my high school classes and ran into a boxing gym, and it wasn't packed. It wasn't full of females looking to box. And I was hitting the bag at first, and then I met this trainer by the name of Barry Porter, who's my trainer now. And I said to him, he was real mysterious, sitting on the side, and just couldn't tell if he was asleep or not. And I said, "Can you show me something?" And from there, I fell in love with it. And I also happened to be like you said, McDonald's All American, one of the top players in the state, heavily recruited by so many different colleges, and I had narrowed it down to three who had offered me scholarships on the spot. And at this time, the head coach of where I finished college was sitting in my living room waiting for me to sign my letter of intent. And my mother, she couldn't find me. I was in the gym training until I kept just saying, one more round, one more round. I go home. She was calling my phone, and she found the gym number and told told my coach, hey, she's got a scholarship waiting here for her. She can finish up after, send her on home. And I was like, Mom, I don't really want to go to college anymore. I want to do this boxing thing. They letting girls in the Olympics. And so she made a deal with me. She said, listen, go to college, you know explore the world, play college ball, bring me back your degree, and when you do that, you can have your life back. And that's what I did.
So look, I'm all the way in Houston, Texas right now. I lived in Patterson for a little bit. You know, y'all got some
Hmm.
nice little sneaker shops out there. I love Patterson. But I know what the
Yeah,
hustle is out there.
it's
And
rough.
and one of the questions that people have been asking me is please get her to respond to this $8 million question. Is she
Hmm.
ducking the smoke or is she not ducking the smoke?
um I, I would hate to call Carissa Shields a duck just because of the an immense amount of respect that I have for her and what she's established in her career. Um, maybe she's not interested in fighting me right now. Maybe she feels like someone is more deserving of what she would consider a paycheck. But she said she would fight me after I beat Savannah Marshall. That was a huge test for me to see if Shadasia was back. The Shadasia that was wrecking shit, is she back? And I stepped up to the plate. Regardless of what people want to say, you got some fans that are like, "Oh, Savannah took a 2 year layoff." At the end of the day, nobody's gonna fight SHADASIA Green the way they fight everybody else. Nobody's gonna keep going toe to toe all night and getting hit with those shots and not be afraid of what's coming back. So I handled my business. I shocked the world. Me and her was supposed to be next. What she decides to do is totally up to her. What she's deciding to do is totally up to her. But and in the eyes of the public, it looks like she's ducking me.
Absolutely. I mean, I'm a spectator just like anybody else. But
Hmm.
what I will say is, you and I like the humble and meekness of you. That's the basketball player in you. But the
Yeah.
thing that I'm gonna say to you right now is, I see a person that went to Old Dominion, and then every year she progressively got better as a
Hmm.
basketball player. I see a person that
Hmm.
is successful. They got better at everything that she wanted to do. She put her mind to it. So when I hear you say that you're trying to be respectful, man, little Shadasia is not respectful. I see big Shadasia. So
Yeah.
what we talking about here?
Yo, I love that. When she was like, little Shadasia, I was like, oh, I loved it. It took me out. It still takes me out when I see the video. But what people fail to realize is this: me and Clarissa Shields are very, very familiar with each other. We have had some of the most intense sparring work there was at the Olympic Center. I've been in her camps getting her ready for a professional fight. I was getting her ready for Olympics, and that's probably why the beef is so sincere. I'm sorry, you gotta excuse me. My nephews, like I said, I always got one of them. That's why the beef is so the way it is because I ended up making a horrible mistake of, well, I wouldn't say a mistake, but when she was about to fight Christina Hammer, I wanted to test myself. I couldn't ask my old dear friend, my sister, my Olympic sister, my training sister, hey Clarissa, I know we both are. You getting me better, I'm getting you better, but can you pay me? Because I have a family to provide for now, and if I leave, I'm gonna be leaving my job and my ways to supply and provide for my family and pay my bills. Can you pay me? It was just very, very, very uncomfortable for me to ask, opposed to asking a foreigner who is getting ready to try to dethrone the GOAT, right? Listen, it's gonna cost you $600 or $700 for the week, and my my flight and living arrangements. So after that happened, I never told her I went. She found out from an old dare champion over here from Paterson, New Jersey, who loves to just squeak the wheels, and we went downhill from there. But before then, she was always a constant supporter of me turning pro. When I first turned pro, when I was working to turn pro, I always knew that I was going to 168. Coming from a heavyweight, I already knew that I was going to 168. So it's smoke, and where there's smoke, there's fire, and we got to get in there to settle it and put it out. See who's who.
I stay away from these bloggers, man, cause I see a lot of stuff. I hear a lot of speculation. So I say, man, nah, man.
Hmm.
I'm from Texas, so we
Hmm.
got to get it from the horse's mouth out here,
Oh
man. And
yeah, yeah.
I lived in Patterson for a little bit, so I know what the hustle is like there. So y'all don't duck no smoke over there.
No,
So my
no.
next question is to you, and I know a lot of these people, they want to know, they want to hear from you, and why do you feel like you should be able to reconcile the differences that you and her have with the smoke?
I don't know if we can ever really truly reconcile it. I mean, the thing about a friendship is, when we first go into a friendship, do we earn trust?
Mm.
We automatically get it from the beginning. But once it's broken, we have to earn it back, and that's the hardest thing. Now, Clarissa had been through so much in her life. It's written, it's documented. So for me to oppose as a sister and a friend, a confidant, a supporter, and then I turn around and help her at the time what she felt like was her enemy, in her eye, in her senses, it looks like I was trying to help her beat my friend. Sometimes with the trust in the background, it could never really be reconciled. But when after a while, when we calling each other out and we talking about it, like we always said like, hey, they gonna want to see us fight. That's how good our sparring was. Like when we both turn pro, they're gonna want to see us fight. Let's make whoever it is pay a lot of money for us to go against each other, and we could be successful at that. But now it was like, yeah, little Shadasia, and I'll do this and I'll do that, and it gets worse and worse as more confident she get. The slurs become worse, and it's like, okay, then let's throw hands. Then, you feel the way you
Do it.
feel, I feel the way I feel. I mean, maybe because I know that there's still love there. You can tell by the way she speaks to me. There's not all the time where she's being negative about me. You know, she has a positive. Clarissa gives props where they're due. You know, she does that when she feels like it. You know, you catch her on a good day, yes. Catch her on a bad day, hell no. But I'm grown. You know, I'm a successful African American woman who tries to lead by example. Who's a mentor to many kids and many children, and let's handle it the right way. And fortunately for us, the right way for us is stepping inside the ring. So
Yeah, cause look, I ain't a very big man, but I'm a big man. If you understand what I'm saying. So
yeah,
so if somebody called me Lil J, I'm like, hey man, we need to line it up. We need to do some things here because
I
you
wasn't
ain't
mad
gonna
at
be
that.
doing that.
Yeah, I
look
wasn't mad
look,
at that.
hey, it is what it is. So
Yeah.
like for you, I've watched and as I got deep into the research on you, I said
Mhm.
this is a human that is immensely talented, and
Mhm.
she has the mentality to be successful. Because when I seen that you was a McDonald's All-American nominee, and I seen those tournament MVPs, I said,
Mhm.
"Oh wait, baby!" I said, "Yeah,
Appreciate
yeah,
that.
she big time, man." Because to
Yeah,
jump from basketball to boxing is completely different training, and I
I
think a lot of
appreciate
people
that.
need to understand and respect that. And so for the detractors, because we do need to respond to this, the
Mhm.
detractors say that you're too slow to compete with
Mm.
Clarissa Shields. What's your response to that?
Well, that's exciting for me because first of all, God don't put you in places that you're not ready for. And so, if this was the younger version of me, I probably wouldn't be able to take too much of the negative, the negative commentary that people who aren't asked offer, the opinions of others. But that's who put money in our pockets. That's who support us, whether they come to see us win or lose. However, with that being said, I keep all of those things in mind when I'm driving on my regular drive to the gym. Oh, they said I'm slow. Well, let's work on my speed. They said I don't got a chin. Well, let's get in there and test my chin today. Or I go to my coaches like, yeah, they saying my footwork's up. Let's work on my foot. I use it. Keep giving it to me because I'm gonna keep using it. You say, oh, she got a mustache. Let me tweeze it. I'm gonna use it. You understand what
Right.
I'm saying? Like I'm so
Yeah.
confident in what I do, but I'm not oblivious to the fact that you can continue to grow and you can continue to get better. And that's what I'm doing. My last four fights have been four different styles.
Hmm.
Against Natasha Spence, I pressed forward. I showed you slickness. I showed you the jab. I was countering. Against Melinda Watpool, she had slow feet, so I boxed and used the ring. Right? Against Franchon Cruz, I didn't make the necessary adjustments. I came in on a high guard. Against Savannah Marshall, I used the jab, I used my power, punching in between, catching her, being patient. Those are four different type of styles that I have. And you're telling me that I'm one dimensional and I'm slow? We shall see.
I think for the spectators, and this is solely for the spectators, and I really want you to hear me out, and if you can, let me know if you can hear where we about to go. Here we go.
You ain't got the answers. You ain't got the answers, Sway. I've been doing this more than you.
They ain't got the answer, Sway. They don't know. They don't know. They think they know, but see, I know what
Mm-hmm.
I can see. And see, when I look at your resume, I see a
Mm-hmm.
person that is extremely ambitious, a person that is locked into the grind, and somebody who's really trying to produce, at a high level. And so things like that, it gets me moving. I am a fan of you. I ain't gonna lie. I
I
am a fan
appreciate
of
that,
you.
brother.
And then
Thank you.
shout out to Hood Boxing, because he has been, man, look,
Yeah.
he wants you to get that fight. Hood Boxing,
Yeah.
hey, he wants you to get that fight. I want you to get that fight. The fans want you to have a fight. And I'm
You
gonna
want
tell
to
you something.
listen? I don't mean to big him up on your channel because I know that you guys take a lot of time to create this content to get out there and get your
Right, right.
your channel up there. So I respect that, and that's why you hit me up. I responded. I came on, even though I got the kids today and I'm quite moving around. But Hood Boxing was totally against me fighting Savannah Marshall. He said Savannah Marshall was gonna demolish me.
Right, right, right.
Watched the fight, was honest about it, did his research and noticed. He tells a lot of my secrets now. He like, Deja Green is not slow. Shadasia
Right.
Green has a chin. Shadasia Green IQ. He says she's getting better and better every fight. You guys just haven't seen the best of me yet. Imagine when that Bruce Lee moment come on, or that Leroy where he's glowing. He's like Leroy. He's just glowing, and everything is just hitting. Everything is just hitting. I ain't even reached that yet. You understand what I'm saying? It's coming out slowly.
Right.
Like I'm trying to I'm giving it to y'all, but when it come out, it's gonna be bad, man. Somebody gonna get destroyed. I'm telling you. So the naysayers, the negative opinions, I love them. Keep them coming because I take it and I use it.
I think everybody's been bigging up in you. We're trying to figure out the $8 million question, and that's why I had to ask you because
Yeah.
you know, and without saying, yeah, great deal,
Hmm.
congratulations, but
Hmm.
hey, it's certain fights that we want to see. We want to see her get toe to toe with you. We want to
Yeah.
see her get toe to toe with Hannah Gabriels, and then I do understand weight class, and let me say this before y'all jump down in the comments because Lord have mercy, man. These people jump down in the comments, it'd be crazy. Look,
Yeah.
we understand that AB is way down there in weight class. We get it. Meet halfway.
Yeah.
He wants to smoke too.
Right. Right. Anything can happen,
So
and that's the thing. Look,
right.
look.
So
After Terrence Crawford went from 147 to 154 and then 168 and did what I knew he was going to do, and I'm telling you, I was with him all the way unless there was a knockout. Complaining about weight classes or anything else is too much, like discipline yourself, stay in the gym. I'm staying in the gym. Keep track of your weight and make it happen. These are huge fights that can be made. Which is understandable. There's a big gap with AB. I think AB, um, should have a lot of opportunities at her weight class as well. Like for the Katie Taylors and a couple of other fighters that are pretty damn good down there. But anything is possible. Anything. Money talks.
hey, you already know it's the international language, man. When you put them dollar signs out here, real quick.
Absolutely.
I don't want to hold you too much longer.
I
I want
appreciate that.
you to give the people something to hang their hats on. Can you give these people some positives that they can go by to inspire them on their journey on the way?
Don't quit. Keep working.
Include Jesus.
Include Jesus. That's my nephew. Shout out to him.
Oh, I
Be
love it. I
phenomenal
love
or
it. Shout out.
be phenomenal or be forgotten. But most of all, like what people don't understand is there's areas in your life where there's the process and there's the filling out process, and you might feel like there's no light at the end of the tunnel. But if you don't keep going through that dark tunnel, you're never gonna find a light. You could just be stopping right before there's light. So keep pushing, keep going. Keep going hard until you see that light. Everybody has their time, and the sweet Terminator time is approaching.
Say, man, I want to tell you thank you for stopping by the Shark Tank. And for everybody that's
Absolutely.
doubting big Shadasia Green, hey, we gotta get him on. We gotta get him in line, baby. We gotta get
That's
him in
right.
line. Hey, man,
Big
y'all go with
Shadasia, not the
God.
little one.
Not the little one. Tell him
Appreciate you.
again. Put some
That's
respect
the
on
little
your
one.
name.
Big Shadasia, not the little one. I appreciate you, man. Thank you for having me, and
Hey,
shout out to Meg. Was it Megalodon? Shout out to you,
hey, man, appreciate you,
Megalodon J.
brother.
You
Bye.
heard? Of course, man. All right.
Hey, take care.